I'm Pat.
I will.
Jeffrey, sorry for the delay, guys.
Sorry for the delay. Yeah, we'll have to cut
They,
it early so that you don't get
they don't know
trapped
about
here
our
too late.
they don't know about our delay.
Oh yeah, that's true. We just fucked that up,
There's
didn't we?
nobody that's been sitting there waiting, going.
Guys, we're not liars
We're
here.
not liars.
That's
Yeah.
not how this works.
We don't live stream either. Anymore. We did that for a while, and I think it was your son was the only guy who showed up.
Yeah, and even then he checked out pretty quick.
Well, yeah, we talked about stupid things. So
He checked in a couple times and would say hi, and then would just be like, "Yeah, they never really get to anything in his wheelhouse." So,
well, I'm sure we have.
We have, but you
403
have to
episodes. Next episode
wade
is
through.
404 error.
Really? Oh.
I think so. 403. What do you have?
Two, but then again, I also wrote one on the board instead of, in the notes. So
Oh
that
yeah,
was
now
my-
we're 403. So
well, I don't know anything about it, but I guess there was an assassination attempt.
Mhm.
so I read about it a little bit today, man, but I figured I'd wait to hear the scoop from you, man, because I'm sure you were tailgating it on Twitter. So
Yeah, I saw that one kind of live as it was happening, yeah.
Well,
You were actually watching the
Nuggets game.
Oh, okay.
And then they cut out of it, and I was just like, and then they said you can watch the Nuggets game on ESPN. I was like, all right, it's just he didn't die, it's fine.
Okay, so yeah, so my understanding is he didn't actually get that close to the president.
Nope.
They didn't kill him, but he did shoot a Secret Service agent. There was a Secret Service agent who got shot. Are those all correct?
I don't know about the Secret Service agent being shot.
Okay.
All I know is that the initial reports were, they said at first that they shot him, that he was killed on sight. What wasn't the case at all. Captured alive.
Did they actually hit him? Did they shoot him?
I didn't see blood on him or anything. Just saw him face down and handcuffed, and evidently he confessed.
I don't think they did because I heard that he was in a jail, not in a hospital. But there was a Secret Service agent who was released from the hospital today.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I could believe it, and it could be that he was, because shots were fired, right?
Yeah.
And it could have been that somebody got clipped or sort of winged or something like that, non-serious or whatever. But yeah, nobody, to my knowledge, was killed. But yeah, so the current reports are that he confessed. There is a full-blown manifesto. This person is 31 years old. He's a teacher from California. I
A
believe.
teacher.
Oh yes.
What kind of teacher?
I don't remember what subject, but yeah, this is
Is he a Spanish teacher?
Nope.
Oh,
White?
Nope.
No?
math?
Is he black?
He's a black fellow.
Wow.
Oh, he's black. He didn't look black.
Well, he's the darkest skinned, so
Is he? I saw the picture of them holding him down. He didn't look that dark.
Look at his mugshot, man.
Oh, I haven't seen his mugshot.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so
I saw them holding him down when he had his shirt off. So
yes, that is true.
Yeah.
And he is very fast.
He's very fast.
He's very. Oh,
he was
the dude-
fast.
Yeah, that's how the dude broke.
I don't know how any of this happened.
Yeah, I don't know either. I
Okay,
didn't. What do you
so-
mean fast? Like
Like, I thought they were at a dinner. How did... Like, why does...
So what I want you to picture is, okay, so look at the overhead view. So there are channels to get into this place, right? So obviously there are different doors, there are different hallways, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You can have different
the
sections.
hotel's a big donut.
Yeah.
If I'm
They
not
have different
mistaken.
checkpoints.
Yeah.
So, in one of the hallway areas, right, they've got people at the checkpoints, and this dude is basically like a blockade runner. And I want you to picture that. Oh, yeah, he's sprinting full speed.
Really?
He's sprinting full speed. He actually barrels by one of the dudes, right? There's like 4 agents, and he just cooks them, right? And they turn around and that's when they turn around and start opening fire, because he just runs straight past them, right? I guess that was his shtick.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And I believe he had a pistol and a shotgun on him, I believe. And so again,
This was a suicide run then, wasn't it?
no.
Well, I mean, pistol and shotgun, and you're just going to run through security.
You would think
know
you're
you're
gonna
going to get
think.
shot, man.
So you would think that, but as far as the manifesto that he wrote, no.
Oh well,
He's the
okay.
Flash.
right.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be able to just...
No, that's his
You're not
track,
gonna
man.
see me.
I'm
Yeah.
Black Flash. Yeah, that's what you do. But yeah, that was the trick. And if you've seen the footage of the president, right?
I've seen nothing.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, so here's what I want you to
He's
picture.
like,
You see the way that we're talking right now?
Mhm.
you hear like 4 shots go off in the distance. He just keeps talking like we are. There are other people around him, including his wife, that are like, "Oh my god!" But he's just kind of like, "Happens to me all the time," right?
Who Trump is?
Yeah.
He's just okay.
That's when the Secret Service guys jump in and they start grabbing people and like, "Get out of here!" So they grab Vance. He's like, "Oh, to tell me twice." He's like halfway running.
He's George because
Yeah. And so they start grabbing the other people, and Trump just kind of like saunters off with these guys and whatever. And then you cue to the actual fucking press room, and the fucking ghetto trash in there is actually coming back to take the wine bottles off the table.
I thought I saw that.
Oh, I
when
would
was
totally
waiting.
do that, man. If he almost got shot at that, I would absolutely yoink one of those.
Like
There's people that are just basically, they're essentially like holding their shirts up and just fucking looting the
they
place.
interrupted
See, I would
the
take
game.
one super.
They interrupted the game one time, and it was during a commercial break, and it lasted a little long, and it looked like they were just kind of like Trump was just like, yeah, I'm going.
Yep.
And then, but it looked like there were other like staff that were like cleaning up.
They were not staff and they were not cleaning up.
I was like,
It's like,
wait,
well, this party's fucked.
I was like, this ain't that legit, man. They're got the staff out there cleaning up the tables. I was like, this is a joke.
So there's 2 points on this, and I'll agree with you to some extent. So if I went to this thing and I went to this event as a staff, well, not a staffer, but basically as a journalist, right? So the first thing I would say here is this should be nothing new to me. And I don't mean nothing new in the sense that I've been to events like this before. It's that if you're a journalist in this country, no two ways around it, you didn't come from a middle class family. You didn't come from a low class family, right?
Well, unless you're old. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
those because most of those people are on their way out. But if you're in journalism now, it's because your parents were rich. It's because that they let you get a rich person degree and that you actually, connected your way on through. There's no version of this where it's like, this is my first time having a nice dinner. So if you were there and you came from, I don't know, Smallville, Kansas, and you were there the first time, and you're like, yep, and you're like, this is the first time you're seeing. It's like, oh, I don't get. They use such big plates for such small things, right? It's not that you've been to these things, man.
Where's the rest of the gravy?
Right, exactly. That's the thing.
Where's the food?
It's like, excuse me,
It's all
sir.
miniature.
It's like, yes, sir. How can I help you? It's like, do you guys have ketchup, or do I have to bring my own?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh.
Right. So you've been to these special events before, and so if you are just, it's not like what an honor, right? It's you're there, and you start looting wine bottles. I'm going to tell you, in one time in my life, when I was in high school, right, UCCS did this event where it was like Minority Day, right, and so they trucked off minorities from Doherty High School. I shit you not, and I was.
Let's get a little badge.
You didn't get a badge because you look different. It was just.
Oh, okay. So
this,
we don't have to sort them out from the sheep, huh?
That's correct. So they just knew because this pile of non-whites was taken into the building and put on this bus. It's just sort of like, now I got to tell you that it's this weird collection of people, as like people that I didn't even know, some people I didn't know. I went with my friend. Was like, oh, this would be cool. Kentra's going, right? So this is a black girlfriend of mine, and a few others that were friends, and some other people who later on in the events got picked on, where the instructors were like, evidently I shit you not, they were like, evidently they let non-minorities come to this thing, and I got 2 friends over here like, we're Hispanic, but they were kind of white looking,
Yeah,
and she's staring right at them, but. I will say that at this event, which was a mixture of like pure hardworking like Asian kids and stuff, but the very ghetto end of things was, yeah, the only other time I'd seen people robbing the tables was me and Kendra was sitting there on the bleachers where something else is going on, and we're watching. Like she's like, I cannot believe it, and we're watching as
taking all
black
the
girls are going through, not the t-shirts, bro, they're going to the lunches. And
Oh, okay.
if you recall those kind of events, right, when I used to make jokes about that sandwich, that's the one that
It's got that sandwich.
it's the one that comes in the plastic wrap, and it's a loaf of like French bread or whatever they got from the grocery store. They cut it in half. They took the Safeway squirt, they put it in there, and like the meat, whatever. And she's just walking from table to table, stuffing those sandwiches into her purse. And so when I saw these fucking journalists last night, right, just, oh, is there a calamity? Okay, I'd better loot the place
I would totally snag a bottle of wine.
because that's you.
Yeah, I know. I'd
You
be
didn't
like,
grow up around this
yeah.
shit, man. That's
No,
what
I'm not
saying.
going to drink it.
I
So,
totally thought that was staff.
yeah, I didn't see
No,
that. So,
no.
And I thought that was really weird that the staff would be cleaning up when there was a like the
See,
security,
snagging bottles of
like-
wine, that's hilarious.
like they're it was
I wonder if it
literally
was good
as they're
wine.
escorting Trump out.
I'm
They
sure.
were like literally
I don't
going
know
at
my
the table.
wines.
Look, I would presume that if you're at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, this is probably good shit,
Probably pretty premium.
or a version of like we think this is good shit.
We paid a lot for it.
We paid a lot for it, yes, because I don't.
Yeah, those tables aren't free.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's your company that pays. It's like Wall Street Journal hosts its own table, right?
right, but it wasn't the Wall Street Journal that was over there like, well, I'm recouping my losses.
Well,
Those bottles were mine.
Yeah.
Right, it's not like that. That's already been paid for, right?
yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because it was straight up from the table that Trump was sitting at. So yeah, they were
I'm
definitely.
going to take his wine.
They were definitely.
Oh no, look,
But he doesn't drink. So
Yeah, he doesn't. But no, they were hitting the tables. They were hitting the guest tables.
That's funny.
Like I said, I've seen that before, and it was the most ghetto shit I have ever seen in my life. Now, it also turned out that the Minority Day was also the same day that student elections were held. So we made a joke that
So they bust y'all out. All right, they're going to get out the ballot.
Oh my god.
that is an absolute 100% true story.
That's hilarious.
Now,
That's terrible.
obviously,
I'm sure that was 100% done on purpose.
coincidental. I mean, this was
Right,
something
yeah.
being done by the university, right? So, I mean,
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah.
went. Yeah,
it was their event. We just, attended.
Oh, I would take their sandwich too. Then.
I ate
But
mine.
I wouldn't take your sandwich.
I had mine. I had my chips. I had my
Yeah.
fruit. I had my Capri Sun or whatever it is they put in there. But I didn't wait until an activity was happening elsewhere and then go table to table
You're yoinking
taking
the
all
old-
this
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh man.
So as far as is, because there, of course, if you go to the worst places on the internet, it's fake, it is staged, this is, again, it's like, this is another, like, a Trump person gone crazy. The funny thing is, the evidence is all there. The dude has had numerous most social media accounts, and they
Oh.
post exactly like a Redditor would. Their manifesto is 100% like talking point. It's just straight up like, like to save democracy, I have to do this and this and this and this.
Sounds familiar.
This is all just straight from the fucking Reddit playbook. I'm like, okay, well, here we go again.
What would be
He was a teacher, though. That's kind of
Staged.
interesting.
like what? Like it wasn't even like a close call.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't even like the
Like,
first
there's-
when I heard it first last night. I like we had family over last night. We were sitting there bullshitting, so I just caught it on my phone, kind of thing. And I was like, "What fucking journalist brought in some black cats?
Yeah.
just to fuck this whole thing up, man.
Or it could be,
So-
yeah, like some kind of like asinine thing that a prank or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when I got up today and they had like some stuff on him, I didn't see there was a teacher. That's interesting. I saw that he was like a 31-year-old dude from California who went to Caltech.
He's a public school teacher.
Dude, that's pretty impressive if you go to Caltech and then pop out the back end and become a public school teacher.
It means
Degrees aren't
what
worth.
part of it are you not good at?
Degrees aren't worth what they once were.
Well, come on, from Caltech? Fuck that, dude. There's like 3 bona fide schools in the United States. If you graduate from it and you go into public school after that, there's something that didn't click for you, and that's Caltech, MIT, and Rochester. So, I mean, like,
Well, let's also, again, let's not discount the possibility of it just doesn't matter financially for you.
who knows, man? I didn't see anything about his parents,
Right.
so you know, I don't know. But well, he ain't dead, so we'll shake it
Nope.
out of him.
No, he already confessed.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, what's not to
Yeah, man,
confess?
I want a trial. I
well,
want a Luigi Mangione this one. Come on.
well, again, it's the thing is you're doing this and you wrote all this shit down in here
Mhm.
because you want people to know why you did this,
Right.
right? If the whole thing comes down and this person, let's say, for example, that's what you write a manifesto is. If I go in there and I actually blow somebody away, and in the process they gun me into a million pieces, I want them to know that I did
Yeah.
this for the sake
See,
of.
I mean, what about this strikes me like no different than, well, maybe a little bit different than some of the other ones, like the Pennsylvania kid who
Yeah,
left nothing,
right,
but
right.
like this is like every school shooting we've seen over the last 2, 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So where it's like, write manifesto, live cool, die cool, whatever.
Right.
You know?
But you're letting people know that you
Yeah.
are shooting people for the
It's
the
a
cause of
witness
trans
me
rights.
thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So man, I mean, like they need to toot our own horn, but even before Butler, we called that
I
on
think
the
so. Yeah,
podcast. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so what's the next iteration of the school shooting? Well, you could take out the president, man.
That and sort of the component of how do I feel bigger in an increasingly big world that doesn't need me,
Right.
and instead of shrinking where I'm coming, I'm going to do something louder.
Well, see, that's that. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm curious about. Now, I didn't know he was a teacher, and so
Right.
it's like, well, all right, dude. What wires do you have crossed? I mean, because you're out there doing God's work, son. Yeah,
Well, so here
apparently that's not enough, huh?
this is the second, the knock-on effect of this here is how many teacher accounts, right, basically got posted. Again, the same thing where, like, yeah, if you work, I just want you to picture like something here. So if you're posting as like the gym teacher from Harrison School District 2,
Uh-huh.
right, and your posts on social media are basically like, I can't believe they missed him again, right?
You can't do that, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing is a lot of people are.
Yeah, I know you can't do that.
And I don't know. I'm sorry,
You can't
like
fucking do
you can't. And that's the thing is if something's getting posted, right? I gotta tell you that there are plenty of school districts right now that should be in like, you can't represent our school. You know this. Now again, this is me. This is
that.
coming
Yeah, I
from
know.
me where like, all right,
Wait a minute. I thought you were the complete, freedom of speech.
except for advocating for violence, and
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
one
So
thing that you're not allowed to
well,
cross.
you were awfully dangerous to that child porn one for a while, so you've taken a step back, huh?
Uh,
Wait, isn't gunning them down at the border advocating for violence?
Well, he wanted to use drones, remember? So it doesn't have.
you guys keep insisting I believe in landmines. I don't believe in landmines. I
Said
believe in
just take a
overhead
couple
explosives.
Overhead explosive.
But that's still advocating for violence, isn't it?
That's defense, man. That's
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry.
That border is castle doctrine. This is just stand your ground on a greater scale.
Gotcha. Okay.
When
yeah.
dangerous
Country.
correct. So when dangerous minorities break into your home to take your stuff, right? It's okay to use lethal violence.
Gotcha.
Check your local laws.
So actually, run that by the HOA and see if you get permission to,
Right, yeah.
to protect your home. Yes.
I just needed to clear that up.
No, I mean, I kind of agree with you though, man. I mean, every school district and, I guarantee every university struggles with this.
Yes.
So in some respects, I mean, what exactly constitutes, and I mean, this is why you see a lot of people, yeah, I'm not a designated representative of the school. I don't speak for the school, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You can kind of set up a little firewall like that,
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, so like if you had a teacher who tried to pull a school shooting or something like that, and then it actually happened, and then you go back and take a look at their Twitter account, and it's full, or Blue Sky or whatever, and it's full of like, I can't believe, I want to punch all the children. It'd be kind of like,
Well,
did anybody talk to this guy?
they just got somebody for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
So I can't remember.
They actually shoot somebody?
Just about to.
Oh, okay.
And it was a substitute teacher.
Oh, see, and that's a glaring loophole.
You think?
Well, I know so. I used to be one. So they let me in the fucking building.
Hey, more to the point. Okay, so check this out. I can't remember what state it is. I can look this up for you, but this struck me as crazy. Was so this person, this substitute, was 19 years old.
What?
Okay,
What the
so
fuck?
that's the first thing for me. Is like, oh, fuck. I was like 19 years old. This
Teaching
is
what?
this is a school district where you only need a high school diploma
Yeah.
to be a
Wow.
substitute teacher, right?
So I'm curious. Where you don't remember where this was?
It was a state that wasn't ours. It was just another. It's like I can't believe that you did that.
I can totally, man. I mean, I still get the emails like schools screaming for subs, especially in
Sure.
certain topics.
Yeah.
And then they pay them like what, $135 a day. So
That's more than it used to be.
yeah, I can make more than that.
I don't
DoorDash.
recall. I got to tell you, I don't recall back when I was. I don't recall the base rate being plus 100.
It wasn't. It was when I started. It was $35 for a half day and 70 for a full.
There you go.
So yeah,
Okay.
And that was 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember I got on board immediately at the premium rate because I was doing a
you did a
long-term
long
assignment.
term. Yeah, and then you basically get salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, 135
A day. You can that's like an hour's worth of door dashing, man. So yeah.
Damn. Well, I guess they don't really pay teachers much either. So I mean,
That's not true,
Really?
man. People have been banging that drum for a long time, and it's just not quite true. I mean, certain districts are better or
District
worse.
11, the first year teacher, are you getting 50?
Yeah, now you are. Yeah. So, yeah, and you get like they actually broke it out so like certain like if you're a math teacher, you get a premium now. If you're a science teacher, you get a premium. If you coach a sport, you get a premium. There's
Do your book.
yeah, if you do yearbook, you get well, they don't call it what do they call it? It's like an overage
stipend.
or stipend. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you get a stipend for that. And then like even in some of your like maybe not rural districts, but see like here's the other thing is like a lot of schools like Colorado Springs is kind of an exception to this, but most of the state now with the exception of like us and maybe Denver proper
Yeah.
are on a 4-day school day week. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was shocked to find that out not too long ago. I was like, wait a minute, what? You guys don't go to school on Fridays? It's, well, yeah, they're like 10 years. And I was like, fuck. Yeah. So, yeah, there's talks about some of the districts in town switching to that too. 4-day work weeks.
Yeah, I guess it's to bring down operational costs. That was one of the reasons.
That's part of it. The other thing is like, quite honestly, I think we keep the kids in school too much as is. So we teach them fucking bullshit too, like history.
Well, hang on there, buddy. I used to teach in a district that did a 4-day.
Oh, Ellicott was 4-day.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And it was strictly for operational costs.
Yeah. No, I believe that too. Yeah.
Were the individual days longer?
Sort of. It didn't feel like it, but it's just sort of like if you manage to, it's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
If you just manage to chisel out a little bit and then add a little bit more, you get the same contact hours.
Right. So shorter breaks.
Just slightly like, because lunches were still pretty long there. I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, but you have like less teacher workshop days and bullshit like that.
Well,
a little bit less like summer.
They'd call us in on some Fridays to make up for that, so it wouldn't be taken out from
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, rather than actually like fucking D11 now. I don't know if it's the same way in D49, but it seems like every 2 or 3 weeks they're having a teacher workshop day.
Are yours just half days?
No, they murder the day.
Ours are
yeah. That's because your board is run by psychopaths.
It's freaking stupid.
Dude, your board is so weird, man. So there was a big article in the Gazoo about infighting the other day. It's like white people and their problem.
That cause problem, cause and solution of any problem. and more specifically, white women. That switched to be more.
Well, go take a look at the website and tell me what's on the board.
Is it what does it?
I don't know, Jeff. I'm just guessing.
If you're asking me, is it what you're? If I go ahead and look at the what is it D49?
Yeah.
If I go ahead and pull up the D49 school board right now, right? What are the odds of a complete Karenocracy that I'll find in there?
Oh, I don't think it'll be full.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know how many people would be on the board, but
Yeah,
I guess I'd guess at least 33% of guys. Actually, I'd guess probably half of them.
Yeah, I guess it's about half. And there's going to be a concentration of people with EDD degrees on there.
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
So special ed and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
The biggest.
ASL.
Well, actually, so there were two huge sinkholes of money when I was at Ellicott.
What was that?
Well, so the number one, you can probably guess, when you have
The
three
busing
schools.
system. Yeah, I got it.
When you have three schools all on one street of each other, right? But you have to cover like 200 nautical miles of fucking distance.
Square parsecs.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, like, yeah, the buses only went so far, then it converted into ferries, then it converted.
He had to cock it and float it across a river. Yeah.
And you had to get all these fuckers because that's how the rules worked. And then the other thing was, and this is what I'm sorry, man, for all the people that sit there, like, I can't remember which dickhead in New York was kind of like, I think it's great that we speak 49 languages. It was like, you don't work in education. You know why?
No,
Because
yeah,
every time that you have a weird language,
Mhm.
right, that person gets their own paraprofessional.
Yeah.
So some person earning a full-time fucking salary has to follow this kid around all day, right? And every time you say something, they got to translate to this fucker. Every time they take a test, they're translating this fucker. A 1-for-1 ratio of somebody who's not supposed to be helping these people, but acting as a translator for some fucking stupid language. I'm like, nah, man, this cannot. This cannot stand.
So I don't know that much about that in other districts, but I do know in D11 they basically Gitmoed those people at Wasson.
Good.
So yeah, eventually got to the point in time where it was just like, all right, so we offer this alternative, kind of like pathing for individuals who non-ESL, blah blah blah, kind of thing, because we can't afford to have 10 different paraprofessionals in every single school. Yeah. So they like some of that stuff that we used to see, it's just gotten murdered off by necessity more so than anything else. Like every year they keep talking at like D11 about actually just shit canning the bus system.
I don't know how you managed to find a way to do that, but I swear to God, that would be the first step.
You would think that, or like, I mean, even like food offerings and stuff like that. Yeah. It'd be like, no, man, like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore, and so it's sack lunch or no lunch, kind of thing. So because I mean, all you have to do is look at private schools and see what they do, and then that kind of tells you is like, all right, so this is how you save money, So it's like, no, we don't bus. You got to drop your kid off. It was like, yeah, no, we don't actually have a cafeteria. We have a place with a bunch of tables.
Well, this is, keep in mind too, this is District 11. This is not 49. So I understand they have a different difficulty out there, but in District 11,
they're smaller.
Well, it's
D49 is like way bigger now. So,
right,
yeah.
Right.
You guys are the biggest.
We're the biggest.
You're the biggest by quite a big margin. So yeah.
Well, they kept making houses over there.
Yeah.
Well, I do gotta say something. So.
Oh
yeah. So the neighborhood kids, I've always had it that, hey, for the last like 5 years, if they come by the house, you give me a fact, I give you a piece of candy.
Okay.
There's one girl that's Olivia's age, always behind Olivia in math and all that kind of stuff. I'm in 5th grade. It's been a while since I've asked for a legitimate math fact. And so I was just like, all right, give me a fact. I don't know. Like, all right, what's 7 times 8? I don't know my 8s. I'm like,
you know what
I mean? Oh, you did not.
Oh yeah. And then I'm like, okay, all right. And so there's 2 older friends that are there, and they're William's age.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right. What's 12 times 10?
I don't know my 12s.
And she goes, 120. And I'm like, oh no. She went. Wait, I said what's 12 times 10? And she said 200. And I was like, wait, what? No. And then the girl in 9th grade was just like, 220?
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
I'm like, wait, what?
They don't, yeah.
Like, just, dude, I don't know how people are advancing. Like, I just don't, I don't
Dude,
understand what's going on.
I gotta be blunt. I see that in college all the time. So,
And we're in the nice neighborhood. This is where,
yeah, I know.
Where it's supposed to be. There's no
that's
excuse.
not where my kids come from, and I'm telling you right off the bat that like math is one of those things that either you're taught right by the time you're like 9, or it's not going to stick, man. You're going to be a calculator person for the rest of your life, which is fine as long as you know how to use it, But
I was just
like
no,
and that's that whole thing, man. It's just that crush because you got an elementary school, and if an elementary school actually holds a kid back from like 3rd grade. An extra year. Oh my God, did they get a batch of shit about it? So, and I was like, I was trying to redshirt my blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay, well, your kid's retarded.
Yeah.
Okay. And he doesn't do any of his homework. And so, yeah, he needs to do 3rd grade over again. No, you get it overridden. Because you just pull the kid out and actually piece it or choice into a different school.
Yeah.
So, and then just test into it,
How do you pass the test?
I don't know, man. So
this was simple stuff, man.
I don't know, man.
Just...
So no, like that's one thing that I do have a problem with is like math and like all the testing that we've done is just absolutely fucking traumatized people to the point in time where they just don't want to engage with it. So
fair enough.
Dude, I mean that's what I can tell you just from my viewpoint is that most people they are so fucking sick of school the way that it is that it's just like, all right.
Well, weren't we sick of school?
I guess, man.
Yeah,
but at some point in time, like, yeah, but I mean, we didn't do 2-week stints of CMAS testing every year.
We did.
So I didn't.
A week at least.
No, Zero.
We had
the Iowa test. In 4th grade.
It was not just. It was 4th
grade and it was 8th grade. I'm telling you. So it was just twice we did that. And then 10th grade, it was PSAT. So.
Yeah, we didn't have them as much, but they were long.
It was a day.
It was a full day.
It was a day.
But not for me.
See? Well, that's way worse now, man. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 10 days, or it was 8 days this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, they only did like an hour and a half each day.
Yeah, we did like a full week.
We did not. He and I did not.
Well, to be fair, I mean,
I thought we did.
To be fair, I mean, it would not surprise me at all if that's when they actually started making certain changes. If I was 2 years behind you,
no, it was George Bush. It was NCLB. So it's specifically 2004 when they started instituting testing.
Oh my God! I wish I was going to grade school in 2004, but that is not.
No, that's not.
That's not the reality.
Colorado was a little bit ahead of the curve because we adopted the Iowa test, which is why it was called the Iowa test because it came from
Counts forward.
Right, yeah, it came from Hawaii.
The test was named after John Iowa. Right.
Yeah.
It's named after John Iowa.
John
who
Iowa.
The test.
Yeah,
yes. I can see where the confusion comes from. Right. Well, no. So what I can tell you, I can remember that it was this long, and this is going to be a silly reason that I remember this.
Sure.
Right? But I asked my parents for money on that day because during these tests, they were selling these candy bars, these fundraiser candy bars that, for me at that age, were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And I remember buying like 5 of those.
Yeah, I remember the caramel ones. They were like
these were different.
Mellows, yeah.
So those are the ones. Those are the ones that. Those are the ones I went looking for. Those are the fundraiser ones that y'all, the box ones. These ones were they were long and they were in a white and silver package, and I had a great affinity for these. And I remember getting money from the folks for getting one each day for testing, right? So I remember I did this for like a week. That's the only reason why. And you're right, I only did it 1 year in like 3rd grade. But it was a long test.
No, the Iowa test was pretty long. It was pretty comprehensive. I mean, you can still find it out there. It's not hard. So,
but that being said, I mean, so here's
annual testing was not a
thing. No.
So,
but what I will say is part of the understanding on this was that let's picture the disconnect on this. If you take this standardized test every year, right, as a kid, you don't see any kind of, like, to your perspective, you don't see any kind of realistic outcome for you doing this. It's just some place that you have to be, right? So for us, if you do it once a year, you're going to do it just because your parents told you to do it.
Yeah, but that's, it's different now. Yeah.
Do it every single year, you're going to be like,
oh, no, I don't get a grade for this, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my daughter was telling me the other day. She took the PSAT the other day. She's like, well, I didn't study for it. I was like, why not? She's like, it's not worth a grade. And I was like, yeah, got it.
I get it, but there's also this sort of like,
yeah, no.
William hasn't. I don't think he's really sat down and studied for a test yet.
I don't think they've actually challenged my daughter to the point in time. I mean, she's got to the point in time where she's got some pretty gnarly grades. And my wife and I are just like, we're going to ride or die on this. And so it's just like, fine, if you have to redo algebra next year, you'll learn it that way, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Because, I mean, I'm not going to be one person who goes and bangs on this principal's door. Are you going to put my kid in the next grade? Blah, blah, blah. It was like, no, she fucked up. Let her let her sit in a boring ass class again and see if she likes it.
Yeah.
William's doing a college class next year. We'll see how he does where you can't redo assignments and
maybe that's going to depend on the prof. So
in college?
Oh, fuck yeah. I let people redo things like 10 times. So yeah. No, man. I mean, that's.
But you care about your deadlines.
I have one deadline.
Oh, the end of the year.
The end of the year. Get it in by the end of the fucking year.
I don't know what William would do with that one.
Oh, no. People tie their own ropes with that one all the time, and I warn them.
Man.
In fact, I got my warning email coming out tomorrow. It's like 2.5 weeks, guys. Okay, this train departs on time. And if you're not on it,
do students turn them in throughout the year?
And
but there's some that just
there's some who ride it all the way to the end, but that's always a minority. I'm going to tell you, if I have 100 students in a class, that's like 5 that do that.
Okay.
All right, I'd say about half of them will do it over the next 2 weeks, and then every single time I get, like I have a class right now that's got close to 60 in it, and I would say about 15 of them are dunzo with the class.
Yeah.
And so, and then they're like, of those 15, there are probably like 4 or 5 that have been done before spring break. And so, yeah, it's like,
wow,
do your fucking shit, man. So my standards are really simple. Do it the way that I told you to do it. Okay. Get it in when I tell you to get it in. And don't bother me. It's very much like a job, man.
In a school environment where essentially if somehow I'd had the experience of working with him, right? And I was in a class that gave me that option of, well, if you do it all now, you can fuck around more later.
Oh, yeah.
I would have absolutely have done that. I would have performed much better given that option. Because like, I'm just going to cash in these 2 weeks and then the rest of the semester, fuck it.
Nope, I always have.
My big brother taught me that.
Yeah, no, I always have
He's genius.
To do that. No, but then
I give you that option, man.
I have others that are, I guarantee you in 2 weeks of those bottom 10%, I'm going to get every sob story in the book, and I'll be like, oh, that sucks. That's great. Do it on the 15th.
Right.
You had all year. Man.
I don't know. I never say that.
Really?
I never.
Oh
ever
my
say
God!
That.
I can't believe.
No. I never ever say that. I say no. We have a hard drop deadline on the 15th. So that is something that neither I'm not willing nor can I extend because it is literally the last day of the class. Okay, so if I don't see it in my inbox that morning, I'm going to grade whatever's in my inbox, and I'm going to submit your final grade when I'm done with that. It's like, I mean, and a lot of people, they'll email me like 2 days after I punched in final grades. Oh, I thought you got this in that time. I was like, no, monitoring your grade is your responsibility.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because right now we can, like his mom and I can go in and see his grade, what assignments have been turned in, all that kind of stuff.
I can do that too. I just don't.
In the college, they're like, it's his.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You guys can't look at it. It's up to him to check, monitor.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I've done concurrent enrollments when I worked at the community college. Man, this was so fucked up, man, because like I had one class that had a registered sex offender and sitting next to a 16-year-old. Right. It took me a minute to figure that out. I was like, Wait a minute, I should probably tell my boss about this.
Wait, how do you get like? Do you get notified as the teacher?
No, I found him on the internet.
So you just searched on your own, just in case, or
Dude, I was actually teaching a business law class at the time, and it was rando that it came up in class somehow where we were talking about. I don't know how it came up, but it came up, and we were talking about registered sex offenders. And I was like, "Oh, you can check them." So kind of thing. I was like, let's get on the website, go check it out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so, you can just pull it up and you can see all the ones and where they live and stuff like that. In fact, the Gazette will write a little story, a little like public notice because they have to do that. So it's like if you have like a funeral or something, and you have to post up that notice or whatever. Or if you do like a property sale or whatever it is, I can't remember. There's like certain things you have to post in the paper in order to make them official. This is one of them. And so, but you can go to the CSPD's website and pull them all up. And sure as shit, there's Golden Throne. I was like, oh, man. Fortunately, it wasn't the same class. Everybody wasn't like, what?
No, man, that would be wild. You see one guy just being like,
well, he's pulling the hat down low, but a lot of other people are kind of looking at us like,
what, me? No.
Yeah. Oh, that would be crazy.
So, but yeah, but back then when I was doing concurrent enrollment,
like Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're doing what?
Yeah, I would have parents call me. So because my phone number was public, they could find me through the contact us thing, the directory. They're like, little Johnny, I need to know his grade. I was like, the fuck are you? I'm his mom. It was like, I can't tell you his grade.
You're basically being treated like an adult right now.
It's actually FERPA. I mean, there's a rule around it. Yeah. So I was like, you can request access, but he has to give you permission. So,
yep, we went through the whole training of it, and I was like, oh. Okay.
Now, is he actually going to a college campus, or is he going to be?
This one will probably be
up north?
No, well, I think.
Or is it out at Falcon?
This first one, I think they usually just do English as the first one to see how you handle it, and I think that one will be out here at Falcon. But then they said there's a bunch of classes that aren't at Falcon that'll be at the north, wherever that is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I used
and
to
then there will
there.
be some that are actually on college campus too.
Yeah.
Like, wow, all right, go get them.
I used to have students that would take that bus. And
Oh,
go up
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of their names ended with like Baum or
Blacks.
Stein, Berg. You think I'm joking, but there was a pattern. Well, actually, and there to be fair, it was a mix of those and Chose and.
Oh right, yeah.
I guess William's got a little Asian in him, so
Yeah.
He most certainly does.
See, those are the kids that turn their shit in like 5 weeks early.
Do you know why they
will
do?
not?
Because their parents make them.
So they're a little bit older, but I would say that they've probably just been conditioned.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Yes, you're right. No, it's not that they necessarily have that happening now, where they're 22 and mom is.
I've offered the wisdom.
They're up in their shit too sometimes, man. So yeah, they are.
I've offered the wisdom to him, and he still wants to procrastinate. So we'll see how he handles it.
Well, no, you guys, to your credit, both of you guys have set strategies and said, this is not. This is a long experiment. We are not going to be. We can't get accurate measurements if you change the methodology. Once a semester. So I get that. You guys, there's real science in what you're doing. I can see a lot of parents behaving very much differently and looking at short-term results and drawing poor conclusions and just injecting way too many variables. I mean, I remember hearing those stories where it's like, well, so after he got his referral, I took away his Xbox, and then it's like, and then this, it's like, so how did he get it back? It's like, well, he was nice for 2 weeks, and then Yeah, exactly. So he helped me with the groceries, so he got it back early, and you know, and
Remember,
then
you married? Is the father part of the family here?
right.
Oh, it's your boss. Oh shit. You know.
So I absolutely have pure respect for your guys' commitments to not being like, you know, it'll fix this exercise. And
Right. Oh, 600. It's like, hope you like plain protein. Tastes just as bad coming up.
yeah, I could see that too. It's like the first thing we have to address here is nutrition. So
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just throwing all the Oreos out. You'll earn them back.
I need to make it clear, son. No mind on this planet functions well on food and pebbles. So
Yes. I'll skip milk now.
right. So what I want you to do is so this is it's 0600. That is your liquid broccoli. Go ahead and start with. You're gonna start with that.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
It's like, what are you doing? It's like you don't just eat it. You measure it first. Put it on the scale.
No, let's go.
What are you doing? You can't put it on the scale until you weigh the bowl.
Idiot. Yeah. No. But see, like my problem is I got a sample set of one. And so, you know, I mean, it's almost like if we changed anything, it would rebel to the point in time where it would be a different experiment.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there you do that. But then again, you also have the difficulty, you know, the same house difficulty of your house, you know, like our house, where it's like, well, so I have this kid, and he doesn't really study; it's not his thing, you know. And then you have the other one where it's like, I was born just to do good things on this planet, and
But we also do have the dichotomy of two different houses too.
oh yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's,
that's very yeah. So you have to relearn them every other week.
It's,
Yeah.
Oh, 600.
Oh, 600.
Weigh the
broccoli,
bowl.
yeah.
so it's definitely been a different challenge for how to try and drive messages home and different things. So, but yes, the different attitudes of the two kids is very different.
Oh yeah, if they still actually put like quotes next to people in the yearbook, you know, your sons would be kind of like, I'm here to draw aggro. And then your daughters would be like, I was put on this earth to do nice things nicely.
Right, yeah. Dry.
I'm sorry.
That's fucking hilarious.
Just a picture of my nephew.
Yeah.
His face
Bored
is
to
different. And yeah, and it's the same thing. Like there's only one soul on this planet that's as pure as your daughter's, and it's the dog you own. So it's
Well, I will say that growing up in our household taught me not to treat both kids the same. That was a clear cut lesson to think that the blueprint does not apply to both kids universally.
We took a bite out of his cheese. Where's my hammer?
yeah, I saw this. What was it? If you follow the post, every now and then what they'll do is they'll post like the Dear Abby question.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, and there was one where
She's so mean sometimes. It's great.
she
Delicious.
yeah, well, and this was the one. Yeah, you have to go to the article, but the post is free, fortunately. But yeah, there was one where this was. I cannot remember the exact question, but it was a question of like, um, it was like, how can I get my wife to respect something or something like this, right? And I remember writing, I was just like, Abby's going to tell you with your bare hands. Don't listen to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something when it comes to like our parents. It's kind of like, well, why isn't this one like the other one? How do I fix it? Oh, manually.
Yeah. One beating it aside.
It's just kind of exactly how it
Manual.
feels. No, I don't know. To be fair, like I talk a lot of trash, but I do wonder if my dad had just been like, so performance is lacking. It's like, yes, we have expectations. Like, yes, okay, so, um, 600. And
It's possible.
I wonder if Dad had taken that perspective, if I would have. Obviously, I wouldn't have enjoyed it, but I wonder if there is something to be said about. It took me a long time to get to the point where it's like, finish the projects you start. Things like this. Things like this. I'm like, that shit kind of would have been valuable. Um, Not that I would have enjoyed getting my ass kicked and up and down the street, but there could have been something to it where it's like, I'm gonna run, and you're gonna be there at 5:30, and
It's possible.
I'm 30 years older than you, so you're gonna keep up.
But how would it have felt doing that, seeing me not have to do anything?
Yeah.
Well, if the response was like, well, when you submit his grades, you don't have to keep doing this.
Oh, I see a lot of resentment, anger,
Well,
and a
here's,
totally unfair playground. Like,
but it was unfair to begin with.
Yeah, but that means you don't try. That doesn't mean you don't try.
And to be fair, like the other thing would have been like, so the other component, and you don't always look at this here, is yes, it's a mandatory thing, but there's something to be said about like, well, but that also means the old man is spending time with me,
yeah,
right? And so there's this version of thing where like, hey, in the same token, like if you were uh, if you were out there like practicing for like the Doherty baseball team, right? And the dude came home at like 4:30 and was helping you with your heater, right? That's still time that you're spending not with me, right? And not something I'm doing because I'm not playing baseball, but you're just over there winging balls at dad for an hour. Like, okay, well, that's something different too, right?
how are you? How's your like between you and your brother? Or were you guys kind
My
of the
brother and
same?
I hated each other until we were well, like after I moved out, after I got
Hmm.
married. Yeah, because I mean, we used to fight in the basement as kids.
I watched you do it.
Yeah, that was kind of that was a little bit of like 6 and 9 year old me coming out that
It
day.
was clear, yes. This
Well,
was
but we had done that many times.
Patrick.
So
That was not isolated to this incident
no, of course not.
kind of moment. No.
No, that was regression.
Did your parents have different standards for you guys and stuff though, or
No. So like the thing about it is like my parents were pretty hands off on a lot of things because they're both really fucking busy. So
Yeah.
my mom had to watch 10 kids a day. My dad had two different jobs for his.
Yeah.
He had two jobs at the same time for the entire time I knew him until he retired. So yes, and there was one point in time in his life, I think when I was in middle school or junior high, and maybe the first couple of years of high school, he had three jobs.
oh
So
jeez,
yeah, oh, my parents did not have money. So what they did, they spent very poorly. So trying to keep up with all the fucking the Bodines in the neighborhood and stuff, with the scout collection. Or Mike's dad, is like bringing
Yeah.
home toys from where was he, Dell or Digital?
Digital.
Or yeah, exactly. So that was not my dad. So no, I mean that's why like my brother and I we were basically on our own recognizance, and after I'd say after I left um, elementary school, we had two completely different friend groups. We had two
Right.
completely different,
Right.
yeah. So no, and then yeah, they. So no, they. I mean, my parents would only bring something up if it became a problem. So otherwise, you were kind of entrusted not to create problems. So if you did create problems, mom would deal with you first, and then eventually it got to the point in time where it was like, so your dad worked 19 hours and now he has to deal with your bullshit. So he literally guilts you into not doing that. So, but here's the thing: there's no secret, there's no magic sauce. All right, so I see hundreds of kids every year Okay, they're all fucking different. All of them have
Yeah.
different backstories. Like my dad did this, my dad didn't do that. My parents did this, my parents didn't do that. And it's almost like random generator on both sides.
Yeah.
So if you have a parent who has a strategy and that works with the kid, great. Okay, but those are six-sided dice, man. So that's 2 out of 36. So most of the time, and that's what I try and teach in my class. I don't need your fucking parents. All you need is a simple standard, okay, and an opportunity to succeed. That's all you need. All right, so get out there and do it. And no, I'm not going to sit here and judge you. Oh, I was sick last week. I don't give a fuck. Not my business. Okay, get your shit in. you know, and it's the same thing. It's like no judgment. I don't care. It's fine. So do what you got to do. So just get it in by the 15th. That's fine.
By the 15th.
By the 15th, not on the 16th.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The other thing is like every day up including to the 15th.
Oh, no.
Right.
Dude, my due dates have a minute on them.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So yeah, it's like stroke of midnight.
Exactly. It's like, I need to explain to you guys the difference between 11:59 and 12. Right.
I do it as 23:59 just to be clear.
Okay. Because that was going to happen. It's going to roll over and it says 4 zeros. That is the next day.
That is late.
That is the
That
next
is
day.
late.
23:59 is that day.
It would be great if it could actually, like, if it came in after the due time, it would be like, sorry.
Like, yeah.
Does it?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it sends no rejection later?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, it depends on how the prof has it set up, but I have mine set up like that where the drop box literally goes gray. Time,
Oh.
and you can't click on it anymore.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's like no, and I tell them that it's like you will be locked out of this at midnight.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I have gotten emails over the years. Like I don't know why I can't turn this in. I was trying to turn it on time. I was like, no, you weren't.
I don't care what time
No.
zone you're in.
It's like I told you this train was leaving on time, man, and it left. So that's a goose egg now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't.
I mean, the only one thing I could see is sort of like a universal, and even then, I'm sure there's variability to it, but just the one component of like just not being there at all. That's probably a universal detriment of like absenteeism, just not being there.
It doesn't bother me as long as they get their work done.
Oh no! When you
Yeah.
were talking about different strategies when it comes to like child
Oh,
abuse, I
as
think
a father?
yeah, just not
Yeah,
like
so
abandoning
that
your
one's
child. I
probably,
think that's the one universal thing where it's like, nah, man, that's no good.
well, okay. As opposed to like a father who shows up and starts punching you right away. Yeah, probably is better.
That's correct, but
or a
yes.
father who's a severe alcoholic or someone who's hooked on meth. I'd rather have you be an absentee father.
Patrick, if the
Yeah.
answer is you should be in jail, then yes. That's,
Okay,
that's 100%.
yeah, no. That would be much better. for
This is
some
not
parents, yeah.
hypothetical in your
It's
situation.
not
Yeah,
hypothetical.
I know.
So yeah, no. So first, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's better now than it was like 10 years ago. So because when I was like 10 years ago, we were still getting a bunch of guys who were coming back from the sandbox, and some of them were
Right.
legitimately
Right.
fucked up. And I was like, and I'd hear these sob stories. I was like, okay, I got you, man. I need you to go talk to the counseling office. All right. So, because you're talking about things that are way outside of my expertise or something that I feel responsible advising you on,
Right.
kind of thing. But then thinking it's like, man, I need a concealed carry permit.
We're talking about that.
Because that's a scary motherfucker,
You got me.
I don't see those quite as much as I used to.
Are you allowed to have that at school?
So there's like, it depends on which law you want to read. Yeah. In public high school, absolutely
Right.
not.
Where you
So, yes. So, but you don't want to tell people about it. So,
right.
but like, so all the universities have their own police department. And so you're supposed to tell them, if I'm not mistaken. I looked into it I looked at all the laws a couple of years ago. So there's a rule that's actually in Colorado, and it's not in every state, but it's unique here to Colorado, is that there's actually a law banning bans on concealed carry permits in public universities. So, but that's not true but then there's this gray area where it's like, well, if it's a private university, okay, they can actually set a policy just like Kmart can, so there's no guns, kind of thing, and you have to abide by that. This is the same thing like concealed carry. You can't take a concealed carry gun into a bar, you know.
Yeah.
No.
You can't mix alcohol.
Nowhere where they serve alcohol. You're not even supposed to take one into fucking Texas Roadhouse, but you can. Yeah, they're not going to frisk you.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, if you do it and something happens, then it's
you
your
might
ass.
get in a lot of fucking trouble, especially if you shoot somebody.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing about it is like, so even though the state can't ban it, like a school can say not in these facilities and basically list all of their facilities on it. Okay. So, which means I could take it from my car to the quad, but if I walk in the building, I have to leave it in the trash can.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's just.
This will be waiting for me to get
back. That's just going to leave it on top of it.
You sure it's coming name on it?
Come on, man. So this is my spot. I leave it here all the time.
But if they touched it, it would be a crime.
It would be a crime. Yeah.
Duh.
So, but yeah, I mean, but then like others, it's a hard no. And so some schools in Colorado, particularly, small 1,500 students, incredibly rich schools, have come out quite strongly about murder. So you guys are fucking downtown, you idiots. I mean, this is a place where you need it. You're right on that trail. It's fucking like zombie patrols on it every day. So
you guys aren't in the. There's two things about the rich parts of town, man. Sometimes the rich part of town is nowhere near crime. Sometimes you buy it to be near crime because the buildings are old. Because there's old and it costs $225,000, but that's for the land.
That's just for the permit,
Well, yeah, it's they're like, why is this so expensive? And you look at this. There was a video that was making the rounds on a house outside Denver. I don't know if you saw this. It's basically like, so I want you to picture the first time that you go into the build mode in The Sims and you have like some money, right? And you try to make something livable for somebody, but you just don't have a whole lot of cash for it. So you end up making like a room that you can eat in, and you put the
appliance shower in it. Yeah, next to your dishwasher.
Right, and then
your sink.
There is a bedroom behind it that does have a small bed in it, right? And that's about when you run out of money. So you're like, okay, so I'm going to put the back door here on the bedroom. Okay, got it. And I guess this can be a living room. It just has a toilet in it. And there's because you're like, I built the house, but I've got to put a couple of things in here to make it livable.
Right.
So they showed this house in Denver, and it was outside of Denver. And this thing that was maybe, I don't know, 500 square feet.
Holy shit.
Right.
It's a shipping container.
Kind of felt it was something to the tune of like 250,000.
Yeah.
Right. Now, that was the thing well, and I was looking at it as like, as a single person, you could live there. I'm like, you could do this. This would not be a bad house for you at 1/5 of the price.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing where you're talking about like expensive but not safe.
Yeah. Well, that's like most of Denver now, man. So, I was reading on that a couple of weeks ago about like the volume and inventory in Denver is getting to the point in time where people are forced into becoming landlords. So there's a term for it. It's like unwitting landlord or something like that. They said it was actually, pushing rental prices down a little bit. So
right. Landlord by necessity or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Why are you being forced to?
Because you bought like 2 years ago and it hasn't appreciated as much, and so you sell it with a markup, but you're going to need the 15% to pay the fucking closing costs, blah blah blah, and that would put you upside down. So you're bringing money to your own closing, yada yada yada.
Gotcha.
This is exactly what my neighbors are going through. They actually sold. They got new people in there just a couple Just
The ones that have been selling that house for forever.
well, like only it's like 6 months, so which seems like a long time, but
Well, am I wrong that you had a neighbor that had their house listed for like a year or some shit, and they just wouldn't make any?
yeah, that
Or am I
one
thinking
is
of somebody
still
else?
on the market.
Okay.
That's not that close to me, but
Okay.
those people are out of their fucking minds for what they're asking. So there's like something up. Somebody died, and somebody's just
Okay.
holding on to it, and for waiting the market to catch up to their price,
Right.
whatever. But the folks next door were actively trying to sell, so
Right.
they finally came a little bit down on price and got new people in there. But like, there was a little time. I met them the other day. I was like, so you guys buy or are you renting? And they're like, no, we bought. And I was like, okay, cool. Because like I've got at least 2 rentals on my cul-de-sac now, so that we're kind of forced into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you bought it when the interest rates were low, like right when COVID, like
Oh yeah,
you
you don't want to get rid of
you,
that.
don't, you
Yeah.
either don't
Right.
want to get rid of it for the
Right.
interest rate, but it also hasn't gone up
That's true.
in value or anything. So it's
Yeah, I've looked at mine, and mine has been pretty flat since COVID.
yeah.
So I mean, prior to that, I was like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But if you bought at that time because you're like, wow, interest rates are so low, I'm going to buy it now and I'll make a quick 100,000, flip it, and
God, I almost
You're-
refied back then. I should have done it, but
I was forced into it.
you were forced into it. Yeah.
Lifestyle changes. Right.
Which fortunately worked out okay, but
So I need like less names on this.
Right. Yeah. How do we get that one off?
But yeah, if you did it then you're stuck. Like you can't go buy another house because if you sell, you're going to at best break even, and your interest rate
Yeah.
is now almost double what it was.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Unless you're downsizing,
Right.
I mean, if you're going to a
That's
smaller
true.
house, so
or it's different.
yeah, or you just like fuck Colorado, man.
Well, that was okay. So all right. So you and I have. I don't want to say we've gone rounds on this. It's just that we've heard contradictory information many times, and so I was kind of going into that Gen Z like housing crisis and all that other stuff, and it's like, well, how much of this is there some truth to this? Is it not true? And I guess what it comes down to is the information I present to you as a like a stats professor is if I took it to you and presented it one way, you'd hand it back to me and say this is a stats val. F, see me after class. Because
Maybe.
the people making these comparisons, and this is where they're right and they're wrong,
Mhm.
is they go to that thing and they say, okay, the average age of the person that bought their house for the first time, yes, they're watching this level and it's going, it was 30, it was 35, now it's 40,
Yeah.
right? But when they turn around and say like, but you're not comparing like for like.
Mhm.
Look at the house that these people bought, their first house that they bought, right?
Or tiny.
That was the thing. Is like, so is the house that you're trying to buy 1 bedroom,
Oh
Right.
yeah.
1 car garage? If you get a garage, stuff like this, they say this is the first house they bought. The house that you're looking for, and you say that you deserve or that you won't buy, is 4 or 5 times the house.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, show me a 1 bathroom house on the market now, and I'm going to tell you that its build date is definitely before 1960.
And that was
so yeah.
that was the other counterpoint was like, but they also don't make houses the way that they had.
They do. They're just called townhomes now.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not
Or
the same.
condos. It's not the same
Right.
thing. You don't have a yard. You're going to have an HOA fee and blah, blah, blah.
And what's the average that people are getting married?
That's
Oh,
the other
that's-
big
okay.
thing.
Yeah,
It's way up there now. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
the thing that I would point to is like household formation is like, I mean, that is strictly linked to home ownership in a historical perspective. Okay. Now this whole like I blame our COVID panic on The Walking Dead. I blame fucked up house market on HGTV. So, everybody watched it, man, and everybody got this idea of what it was going to be like.
Bro, I was working on it. So I mean, you don't have to tell me. Yeah.
So and so you have this higher expectation, of 20-some living, that is not actually what you need when you're 20. So I would say that the housing problem with, if you want to call it Gen Z, whatever.
That's how they present it.
I get it,
I mean,
man. I just hate that shit, but whatever. It's okay. So people in their 20s trying to buy a house. Why the fuck are you trying to buy a house? All right. Most people are trying to buy a house because, well, I can get mailbox money and I can turn this one into rental, blah, 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 and then I don't have to work. I was like, well, there's your fucking problem. All right. So not working is for rich people. Are you rich? No.
I guess it's so. I mean, since we lived in the same neighborhood and we had that same kind of, I don't want to say necessarily demographics or anything,
Yeah.
but if you asked our parents when they were buying these houses back then, the first question would be, "What are you trying to do buying this house?" To have a place to live.
And that's the point.
Raise a
Is like
family.
your house
Yeah,
is actually,
yeah.
you know, it's not a great investment because it's also a utility. All right. So it has a utilitarian value. And so, you know, you can have a great investment house, but if it's, you know, a fucking shit box in downtown Denver that you can't turn around like without, you know, like hitting your elbows, you know, kind of thing, then that's not really, you're not really getting utility out of that. You might as well just put that money in fucking Bitcoin or something, whatever. So because then you don't have to get a mortgage.
But if you want to live there,
If you want to live there, then live there.
totally
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
And so the other thing is like there's a difference in philosophy, whether or not you see paying rent as wasted money. So a lot of people see that as wasted money, but here's the thing: if I can afford a decent place at $800 a month rent, okay, that'd be kind of hard to find here.
I was like,
You can. I mean, I keep pretty close tabs on that rental market because it actually relates to some of the stuff that I do. And okay, fine. You're not going to find anything that's not a studio, that's not somewhere in Nevada, you know, kind of thing. But you can find a place for $500 to $700 a month to rent. Okay, I mean, you're going to want a gun. Okay, so or you're going to want a club on your car. Take your bike. You know, that's fine. So you can bring that inside at night. Whatever. Okay, but like I can find a really decent place for like $1,200.
12 to
Yeah.
15, I think
I can find. So say like, all right, so but I can't find a mortgage in this town on a single family home for probably less than 2,400 at this point in
at
time.
best, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the utility is what comes into play here. All right. So if I see these two things as equivalent, all right. So, but one of them's investment, all right. But one of them only cost me $1,200 a month to meet the utility, all right. But I don't invest that in anything, as opposed to paying the mortgage, which is $2,400 a month, which basically crowds out all of my door dashing for and everything else, and I'm not going to do anything except for work and sleep, you know, and tend to my yard. All right, so that $1,200 spread right there, all right, is that worth it? Okay, and then most people don't realize, and this is where I get a lot of my students on when they talk about, oh, you know, that's still wasted money, blah, blah, because we have this discussion pretty often.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so you understand how a mortgage works, right? All right, so you get a 30-year mortgage. So say just for easy round numbers, your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month. And so you just cut this mortgage, you get your first payment in, you put up $2,000. How much equity did you actually get out of that? William can answer this question.
Probably 500.
Maybe $10.
Oh, but I mean, well, you'd actually be paying down the house, so I think 500 goes to principal.
No, not on the first mortgage payment. So the first mortgage payment is almost going to be 100% interest. So, you know, now it'll start to peel down after a little bit. Okay,
is it that bad?
It is that bad. So yeah,
well, I've had money down forever on my houses, so
that's different.
Yes, I guess if you're going in at 3% or 5%,
if you're going at 3% or 5%,
you're right. Yeah, you're probably
you're paying almost almost all of that mortgage check is going to go towards principal. Or I mean interest. None of it's going to go towards principal. And so why are you busting hump $1,200 a month? Okay, extra. When you can take that say you can afford that extra $1,200 a month. Well, maybe you should start saving up for your next down payment. Or maybe you should start getting that 401k going or something like that. Or maybe you should stash that away so you can buy the next car or
even
whatever.
If it's just half of that 1,200, if you're just putting 600 into whatever it is.
Well,
because I'm guessing if you got that much money and saying that, well, now you can put $1,200 in the bank, you're not going to. You're going to at best do half of it.
But if you're smart, you start putting that towards a down payment or something. When you can actually.
Realistically, if you were looking at buying a house and you were going to spend double what your rent is,
right,
then you realistically, without stressing, should be able to put half of that away and not even have to ever touch it. And that ends up going exponentially.
You've also, I mean, there's one other component of this that you've touched on that I don't think a lot of people give consideration to here, unfortunately, because with that conventional wisdom, in the same way that Oprah in the 80s and all those other guys told their kids, go to school for computer science. This is your gateway to fortune.
Sorry, I think William pulled up the ladder behind him. I was the last guy. We gotta go now. We gotta go.
And he yells very much like, guys, I don't care what you pair. This shit ain't for me. But in the same way, this is one thing that they also, I don't think they talk about this with us a lot of times here, is in the same way that if you decide, like, again, I hate picking on these people because I do it a lot, but I have no choice, is if you get a tattoo of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? If at some point if your musical tastes change, here's the thing is, it's hard for you to turn around and say, like, boy, these guys suck, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
But
I didn't even thought about that.
Put that permanent marker on your body that makes you sort of halfway inclined to say, actually, I do like them despite the fact that they suck. Why? Because I've committed this shit to my arm.
Yeah.
Actually, or my forehead, or my fucking neck, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, because if I get it off, I admit that I was stupid. Or that I was lacking foresight.
And so if you're thinking tattoo of band in terms of degree choice, yes.
And now we're talking to...
I got you.
You're getting into... I'm a single person. I should buy a house. I'm unmarried. That kind of stuff. You're sort of making these commitments. If you do that, it's like you're saying, I don't want to move, right? I won't seek opportunities elsewhere, right? If the girl of my dreams lived in Kansas, well, fuck it. Well, my house is here.
My house is here,
right? This is the sort of thing where you're right. If you ask my parents, like, well, because my wife is pregnant, and she's going to start expelling her litter here.
We're going to live here for the next 20 years. Like,
that's dropping them off.
So she's going to have 12.
Another room in the house.
Right, exactly. She's going to have 12. We're going to invite the neighbors over. Like, if anybody wants a free one, you just grab one, right? Right. So, people are going to take 8. We're going to keep 4. We're going to keep 1 for Brie. And that's...
Can't keep 2 for me. Come on, man. You're not getting this one spayed or neutered.
It's like, so my wife is so pregnant, right? So, but that's the thing. It's like, so we're going to raise these kids here. We thought about raising them in an apartment, right? But there's crime at the front and the back store. So, yes. I want to throw the baseball. Yes. It's our old neighborhood.
Where it matters. Like,
neighborhood's looking a little Puerto Rican-y. So, yeah, that's that thing. So it's like, we're going to do that. But if it's just you're one guy, and because people are telling you, this is the best investment you can make, you're just throwing money away.
People have said that for years, and especially about rent. They say, well, why are you paying somebody else's mortgage? And okay, fine. That's because that guy owns 10 houses, you own 0. I mean,
that's a pretty
stuff
breaks
ratio.
When
you own it, your stress and your entire world is crumbling. Renting, you just call the guy.
My car dragged down to my garage.
Yes, and again, it's that same thing. It's that I was talking with my doctor about this. And it was just like, did you like your first job out of college? She was like, fuck no.
No, nobody does.
Like, and it's just like, and that was in the medical field. It's like, so if you bought your house, right, predicated on that, would you stay in that job longer?
I've seen people do that. I've tracked some students that I've known over the years, and now like getting in their 30s and stuff, and it's like, I gotta get the house, blah blah blah, and then 10 years later, it's like, wow, you're still working on the same gig, huh? I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but that makes fucking sense now.
I didn't even think, just when you guys started talking about it, it's the same way, like, I'm starting to become more and more convinced that I think less and less people in this country should own cars. I think this may be an actual...
Leasing cars?
Well, because...
Leasing a car is a pretty bad financial decision.
Yeah, but here's the thing is...
It's dangerous.
Right, so the first argument here of like, well, I'm getting equity out of it. It's like, not from
your car, no. Yeah,
Not
I
for
mean,
long and not much.
well, it depends. If you buy a 10-year-old beater, sure. So,
Yeah, but how much does a brand new car cost right now?
oh fuck, they're stupid. So I can't believe how expensive, how much money people are putting down to get a F-150 now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're talking
So,
6 digits.
well, okay, maybe not an F-150, but yeah.
If you get stuff in it, yeah.
Well, yeah, if you get like Raptor upgrade, whatever. But I mean, like this thing, like I mean, that's the thing that I see going on. Is like, so first and foremost, if you take a look at like the car market, there's a couple like really soft spots in it. One of them is actually for used electric cars.
Big time.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can get
People are buying
a
'em.
huge
Yes.
discount on a used electric
Yeah.
car. All right, there is something about I need the new one and I don't want anybody else to touch it. That works with electric cars, and everybody thinks that they're just not going to last, which I don't think is going to be the case. But they haven't been around long enough to prove it. Okay, I mean my truck is 30 fucking years old. I mean it's going to run fine as soon as they put the trickle charger on it. So
That's a part.
it'll scare out all the mice
Right.
and shit. It's like a tractor startup scene in Nim, you know. The plow, the plow.
It's like, oh my God, that's bad. He's like, he's running to the wheel, front turning the crank a little bit, and then getting back to the wheel.
Yeah. So you gotta pop the clutch, you know. So, but and see that's like one spot. The other spot is like if you look, all right, you can get a refurbed classic car
Oh,
for a fuckload cheaper than you used to be able to.
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big
People have
market.
been
It used to be, yeah.
it used to be this like elitist kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fucking all these guys do it now, and so I don't have the good ship rock bottom sank to the bottom of the sea. So, but I mean, I used to go over
have
there
you
in the
salvaged it?
afternoons. And, no, it's dead. So yeah, it's get sharks swimming in and out of the portholes. You know, cleaning out all the survivors. So I guess non-survivors. So, but like they used to have Meachams on there. So, which is the car show.
yeah.
That thing runs like every fucking weekend in a different city, and you can get somebody just like completely redoes an entire car in a classic style from like even the 80s or the 90s. Okay, let alone like the 60s or the 70s. And I mean, some of these cars are going for like $20,000. And it's like, that is fucking awesome if you can drive a stick. You know?
Right.
So, but still, I mean, come to think of it, what would I rather have? They have the same fucking, Dodge Dually 350 version truck and pay $110,000 for it. Or are you gonna roll around in like a fucking Charger? Come on, man.
Well, Patrick, just to kind of hit this point home is again, there's sort of a like you talked about when we were growing up there, and if you're getting a Corvette from the 60s or something like that redone, it's a different story.
Different
right?
story.
Okay, if you're talking about a Miata or a Civic or something from the 90s, again, this is when people are thinking about like the future of shit from then.
Yeah.
I just watched Back to the Future 2. It takes place in the faraway future of 2015. Okay, in the faraway
My
future.
fucking hoverboard, man. Yeah.
Patrick, it's not a hoverboard. They put trash into the car to make it drive. So here's the thing: is
Mr. Fusion. Yeah.
that's
Mr.
correct.
Coffee's not even a thing.
Well, this is the thing: is it turns out that in 2026 we still have gasoline.
Yes, the world still runs off gasoline.
We did not put banana peels and beer cans into the fucking trash machine to go into the skies. Okay,
No,
so
cars do not fly.
we still have ground cars. Gas still goes in them. It's still not that expensive, even when it is expensive.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, yeah, you're right. Just this whole thing of well, a car from the 90s. What is this? It's like it's a car.
It's a car.
Just
It's
like
fine.
cars.
Yeah.
It's not like what we thought in the 50s, right? Where it's, well, the only thing that'll make more cars run is, remember, it's like, take a look at the equation, right? It says E equals MC squared. So if the mass increases, the energy must increase.
Yeah.
Right? So the more horses you put in here,
Yeah.
the more octane the gas must have. That wasn't like that in the 90s. They said, well, we have to take weight out. So to make things less, remember, these are not combat vehicles. So if they collide with one in each other, we don't have to reinforce the chassis to destroy the other one. It shreds to go ahead and dissipate the impact. Right?
There were a lot of things that we figured out. Yeah.
I was, and this is sort of the, like, I don't want to pick on science. It's the people that sort of treats science as like a deity or something like this. But I was watching this. I was watching this thing last night about the history of studying the planet Venus and the sheer number of probes that were utterly destroyed.
Crushed.
Right? Because the science was solid. It's like, no, if you send it here, the parachute must do this. Why? Because it's wet down there.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not at all.
Yeah.
It's just hot and
Extremely dense.
like being a mile underneath the ocean.
Yeah.
But they just thought it's like, it's wet. It's Earth, but wet.
Yeah.
And they had the science to back it up.
Yeah,
right?
it was wrong.
And that's the same thing when it comes to is like, well, this is what the 50s thought of the 90s. This is what the 90s thought of the 2015s.
Yeah, but I mean, you can go back to H.G. Wells and look at like fucking 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was like, yeah, no, man. I mean, we still can't put a window in a submarine. It's been 140 years. So,
could you make
let
it
alone like, you know,
yeah, but then it
13,
wouldn't be a window.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or like, yeah, I mean, you could take a look at all kinds of different space travel stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just like science fiction is fiction fundamentally. You know, I
Understood.
mean, yeah, and so you know, I mean, if you allow your imagination to run wild, sometimes you set yourself up for unrealistic expectations. You know, but it still makes a good movie. So whatever.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. But I mean, it's. I don't mean this in terms of picking on speculative fiction. I mean that in terms of when people make decisions about certain things, they don't do that in the form of speculative fiction. There's a certain reality of the world, and they speculate from that. And that's that same thing where, you know, Venus is like, well, Venus is like this. It's like, why don't we stop saying it is this for sure?
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
See how we can figure that out.
Right.
Well, I think it was the Russians who figured it out.
Yeah.
Didn't they land like 4 of them there and like
tons?
Well, I don't know how many it was, but it was like they built this one that was basically like armored like a tank and it lasted like 18 seconds.
Because it was meant to last like it was designed at optimum to get like 50 minutes of data.
Yeah, because they're just trying to get a little bit of data to figure out what was going on.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know if I saw the same video, but I've definitely seen something similar.
Yeah.
And it's got like 4 pictures that's been taken from the surface of Venus ever.
Yes.
Yeah, and only one of them is in color, and it's yellow. Like everything is yellow.
Nice. So much to the point where people do like, I don't know, it could be fake. I don't know, but yeah, that was the thing. Okay, so the Russian space program is, I don't know how to describe it. It is like magnificently crappy in its history. Because I mean, again, when people when they talk about these firsts, right? There's this weird thing about like, well, what are the firsts? Are these things important? Like one of the things that you'll see every now and then is again. If you guys don't spend any time on social media, God bless you. But there's this thing where if you come up with an invention, right? Well, whatever it is, take anything at this like the keys, right? If somebody talks about keys, somebody within like 5 posts will talk about how, actually, guys, Africans invented keys.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking? Because what they're going to do?
Native Americans were there first.
And right, they're going to show you this kind of thing. It's like, well, if you look at this like this and this like this, and they're going to show you how this like branch was used to open a door, and say like that's the first key. They're going to say like, you know, Africa invented indoor plumbing. It's like, no, you just shit indoors. That's not.
It's very descriptive, but yeah.
Right. And so the Russian space program is filled with these firsts. But these are things that other civilized countries wouldn't do as first. They're like, well, we got there first, like that no civilization would have signed off on that as safe. So you did get there first.
Yeah, you're forgetting about the 4 guys who died before you only got that one guy up there. Yeah.
Ever heard the footage of them dying? Yeah. It's terrifying. Yeah. Exactly. I had to look up
first dog in space. Did it make it back? You know?
Right. And so when it comes,
is he okay? No.
Yeah. They say like, so you
was a hero of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, and so when you look at these things, when you look at like these firsts around like the moon, right? They're like, well, they got to the moon first, and then you look at that program as I learned about this because Marina's father worked on this crap, right? So I'm looking into this stuff. She's like, oh no, this is pretty cool stuff, and then I start doing the reading, and you're looking at the history of them getting to the moon, and it wasn't ever to like really land on and come back, because the whole principle of this was they couldn't tell if it was. They looked at the parts of this and said like, all right, when we land on it, is it hard?
Yeah.
Or is it gonna, like, when we put something in there, is it going to go in there like it's like pillows or feathers? So I said, how do we do this? Like, shoot something at it and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. Yeah.
Now, the reason I say that is there's one thing in the sky and it's huge, and they missed it like 6 times. Because the whole point of this is like, aim at that. Don't aim at anything that isn't the biggest thing in the sky. And they missed it like 6 times. When you look at the history of this program, it's like, number 1, failure, missed moon. Number 2, failure, missed moon. Number 3, failure, came close to moon, missed moon. And that's what I'm saying is like, Americans, when you design this project, is like, is there a chance that you'll miss? It's like, there's a chance. Like, what's the likelihood of you hitting it? 86%? Come back to me when it's 100, right? But they're kind of like 51. Shoot.
Roll dice. Yes.
Put dog in capsule and shoot.
See if dog figures out how to fly his way back.
Dog needs communication device. Dog needs joystick. Dog needs
Dog needs heroes. Soviet Union.
dog not trained on rocket propulsion system.
Yeah.
Right. So it's sort of things like, yes, you can get there first, but there's a
You didn't accomplish what you were.
we want ours to come back. And so when they actually started like orbiting the moon again with us other stuff, like, this is kind of a big deal. Y'all are not doing this.
So are you believing now that the moon landing wasn't fake?
I mean, they left a lot of beer cans there and stuff, so I feel fairly convinced.
America.
No, I had to part with the moon landing. I'm fairly certain that it happened.
Okay.
I would reserve judgment. Okay, if somebody came to me and said, "Well, this is fake," and they had evidence, because I guess they. How do you just? It was like, okay, so I went to the moon, to that spot. They ain't nothing there. Okay, I'm sold. It's fake as shit, right?
You went to the moon.
Right. So either they faked it or they landed somewhere else, and this is a lie, right? Got it. I could be convinced.
Yeah. Or you don't know how to read a moon map. Yeah. You know?
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, if
There's other explanations on the table other than they faked the whole fucking thing. You know?
does happen. I mean, again, it could be difficult. There's no version of like, well, so there's the IHOP, and you go like north from there 2 miles.
It's like, oh, are you talking about the north IHOP or the south?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
shit. No wonder.
Yeah, because when you look at the moon map, it's like, well, so there's that gray shit next to that gray shit.
Right.
I took a left there, right?
You know, funny if there was a way to map the moon.
In theory.
In theory.
I've seen Armageddon. They missed the landing spot like by 900 feet. They're on nothing but iron pyrite now.
So there's movies from the 90s I don't miss at all.
I love it.
Like, there's some great stuff, but like that shit was.
I love it.
But you know what? Actually, it's high class compared to a lot of the crap that I watch. So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I did the journey. I recently I started rewatching during workouts the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It is
It's magnificent.
like the finest of fine wine.
Yeah, it's magnificent. It holds up pretty good. Then there's 3 shithole Hobbit movies afterwards. They're so bad.
It's amazing.
They
I
were
have not
watching, my
watched
daughter
those.
was watching them in my house the other day. I was almost like, okay,
We don't
we
do
don't
that
ban
here.
media around here. What if we did? Yeah. What if we did? That would be first.
And I can't say that it sucks because otherwise she's really going to want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh no.
Would your kids, if you said, like, what movie would you walk in on them and say, like, this movie sucks? Why are you watching this shit?
Clone Wars.
But it's fucking Shakespeare now compared to.
Anything beyond that, yeah. Yeah. You know what? I don't fucking care anymore. Star Wars is one of those things. It's like having braces as a kid. Once you get them off, you're just kind of like, ah, fuck it. I don't care. I'm gonna eat this.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess I'm done with it, man.
Well, I mean, so there were things that happened when you were there, and there's certain things. So, like when I was thinking about this the other day, I was thinking about being in the classroom, right? And I was remembering those film strips where it plays the tone and then you, right? And I was also thinking of the Ditto machine and all those worksheets that we did that were purple,
Oh yeah.
right? And I was just thinking about it. It was like, but I don't have any reverence for this.
Mm-mm.
I don't miss this. It was just there.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars is kind of starting to turn in those freaking purple worksheets. It's like
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
there. We
Yeah.
saw them.
Yeah. I like zoo books. Then they got dumb. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
All right.
You got to get up early.
Oh yeah,
All right, man. So Avs this week.
Avs already
They
took
just-
care of business.
They're good.
Closed out.
Nuggets.
Nuggies, not so much.
At least the Timberwolves, they've lost 2 guys for the series, so maybe we can win. But
Okay.
it was
You were happy about the NFL draft, or?
we didn't do much.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So,
I didn't
I was gonna wait for you. Yeah.
They- when we traded our first round pick for Waddle, so we're good.
We're good.
The draft was pretty uneventful.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
For us, there's other stuff and you'll be getting AJ Brown. So
That's fine. I don't get news about that because my head coach was messing around with a
Oh,
reporter
well.
that's not his wife
Oh, that did
that
happen.
is true.
Yeah, did happen.
and has
And
been
she's
for a
married.
while.
And
Yes.
she's married too.
She's
So
married.
who
Awesome.
knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they were all in a.
No, they are not. That has been the statement that they
Not
have
swapping
made.
keys, huh?
There's no version of this where it's like, oh, I am comfortable with that man raising my children. That has not come out in the
Oh,
media.
yeah,
As a
right.
matter of fact, it was. So as soon as that came out, I watched the story change like 4 times. It's like, it's just a couple of people on a roof. What's wrong with that, guys? And then the second wave of that was like, was the feminist angle. It's like, oh, so it's not okay for a girl to do this? It's like, okay, that's cute. Let's see what happens. Then it turns out it's like, why are you just blaming her? And then the next step of that was, well, so this is going on, but what business is it of yours? And I'm kind
That's
of
when
like,
you lose the argument, man. Yeah.
oh, yeah, but that's the constant step of it's like it's not happening, it's happening, but it's not a big deal. It is happening.
Why do you care?
Well, she got
How does it
fired.
affect you
So,
personally?
yeah.
She got fired. He has a job still. So
Well, because she didn't go to the Super Bowl of journalism last year. She's never going to go to the Super Bowl of journalism, right? Because that's the thing is, if it was just being a coach, Belichick would still be there.
Yeah, you need to get to bed, dude.
Yeah,
He just opened up a whole new thing there.
Well, if you just need a coach,
See,
the coach would
see.
still be there.
See, here we go.
It's if you're winning. It's look. This is what you taught me about quarterbacks. Where you're like 32 teams, 8 of them are good. You need one that's good. So if you have one that's taking you to the Super Bowl, you don't cut ranks with them because most cannot get you there.
yeah,
Okay.
Patriots, they're scandalous.
Clearly, I mean, on every level.
That's what they like to do.
Yeah, even on issues of moral repute.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Answer.
yeah.
I will.
Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.